Remember Jon and Ilana Nelson from our last video about how they celebrate Passover? Well, we ended that video as Jon was on his way to make homemade kosher for Passover matzah or flatbread. Here is how it turned out.
I think anybody who reads the Bible gets the sense of, oh, it's an unleavened bread. Like, you kind of don't think they're eating this. I don't know. I know a lot of people just feel like, oh, they definitely weren't eating that. Like this, I don't know why they just know that, maybe because you've seen other people make flatbreads in the world. So I personally was very influenced, am very influenced by Indian cooking. So I know a lot of, I knew how to make an Indian flatbread from before, and it seemed to me like very adaptable or very appropriate for a matzah. So when I just went over some of the rules and the guidelines to make something that's acceptable to people within the guidelines, I just pretty much adapted that recipe. So that's what I'll be making. You could call it a roti or a chapati.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's just, and let's just do it.
Yeah.
Here we are. I have a sort of proportion in mind because I've been making these. And depending on the weather and the particular flour that I use that year, I use a little bit more or less. So this time I'm doing 2 cups of water, roughly. And this water, according to the tradition, needs to have rested overnight. I'm wondering if there's some connection with, not that they knew about bacteria, but maybe there was some understanding. Maybe it was to cool it down. I don't know. But so this water rested overnight, putting some salt in, different orders. There's no like deep meaning or, and also culinarily, there's no reason why it has to be that order. You put the salt in first. People always think like, why are you doing that? It's like, just no reason.
I'm glad you were saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to ask.
So roughly 2 cups of water and roughly 4.5 cups of flour. We'll see.
So the flour's in a special drawer.
I keep it separate
bagged.
to avoid it getting water on it, so it doesn't ferment.
That's it's like what do we call that Superman can't touch?
Kryptonite.
It's like kryptonite.
Wait a second. So.
This is real.
And that is shmora flour. That is shmora flour.
Well,
You
special
buy
flour
it
that was
in
guarded to make sure no
Mayasar.
water touched it from
Yes.
Like
It's
guarded.
been guarded from the beginning, from like the field to when it was cut.
Yeah, you could use store-bought flour, especially whole wheat. Chances are it's fine. There's a reason why on the first day there's an extra sort of
Stringency.
yeah that's applied to the first day.
But all right.
It's very interesting. It's sort of like these layers that are hard to. Some of them are just. It's hard to put it all together in a completely logical fashion, but basically you just need flour that is hasn't had water mixed in with it by mistake, While I am shaping these little loaves,
They're
and
sitting,
while I'm
now
kind
they're
of
sitting.
taking them in and out, there is a small amount of resting going on. But that will still be within the realm of, as we said, it's not going to approach. No single dough will have been loaf will have been rested for 18 minutes. So you have no problem with that. Technically, I think it really should be 24. That's a in-house debate about how to interpret. Anyway, so I shape these loaves. I like to get it all done before I start. Once I start putting them in the oven, I do 2 at a time. They cook very quickly, roughly a minute and a half per loaf. And so I want to have all these loaves ready before. No, the thing is, if someone wanted to make a matzah for whatever reason, whether they're a Jewish person who's trying to keep the holiday from that, or they're a not Jewish person who wants to just, they want to eat matzah, it's very, very basic. You don't need special ingredients, special tools. I'm doing it in the oven, and I recommend when you're making a flatbread to do it in the oven. Some people do it on a pan. It's possible, on a pan like on the stovetop. Indians will make flatbreads on a pan on the stovetop. They don't have an oven, so it's a normal thing, but it comes out better.
Do you want the flame still on? Should I be turning that off?
Well, you could, but I'm going to put something. It's going to come out in just a minute. You could put it on.
No, I can.
It's a lot of heat, I know.
Checking.
It's all, you're right. No, you're right. So this is a great bread. This kind of recipe, this method is really nice for even throughout the year. Although in that case, no maybe let it rest a little bit, it will come out just a little better. So the focaccia I make will not be necessarily what I would serve in a restaurant. It's going to be really brown, you're going to see.
So you see it puffed up?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, the bottom is going to be very dark because I preheated the pan and everything. You're going to see it very dark there.
Oh, amazing.
Which
You
is
see, look, it's
nice.
going down.
Yep, and I
Yeah.
saw also how it looks, it's got the spots.
Yeah, on
You
the
know?
bottom, yep. Nice and dark there.
That's just amazing. Bread in 18 minutes.
Yeah.
And it looks good.
Oh, it's going to be great. Keep my flour there.
All right, I'm about to eat a kosher for Passover focaccia, and just those words together really rocked my world. So here we go. Whoa. Actually, you should make this all the time, not just for Passover.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah. I just let the dough rest maybe
Amazing.
30.